Executor, I sense that Zeratul and his brethren are close by, but I have been unable to make contact with them. I fear they may be in grave danger. We must scour this area immediately and find the Dark Templar, lest they be overcome by the Zerg.
Well, that was the shortest briefing of all time, but hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Starcraft. This is mission 6 of the Protoss campaign, Into the Darkness, and it is the Protoss no base mission. You'll notice this video is about 25 minutes long. It probably took me closer to an hour and 25 minutes to do the level. That's because I spent a lot of time just waiting for energy to rebuild and all that sort of stuff, which I have taken out of the equation. Additionally, because Protoss can rejig their shields and everything like that, it is definitely worth it for you to just hang around and wait for things to happen. Fortunately, all of our units are upgraded to 3-3, so this Zealot, as you can see, is just chewing on these Hydralisks, even though he's stuck on the stairs, which is more than a little annoying, and it's my usual problem with pathfinding. But you can see those two Zealots are still fine. They took a bit of a beating, but it's okay. And I'm just going to bring them back up and regenerate their shields. So we've managed to penetrate into this facility that I believe is under the control of the Zerg and actually under the control of Kerrigan. I believe what's happened at this point, if we go into the novel background, is that Kerrigan has captured Zeratul. She's managed to split up the three heroes. For some reason, I don't know why she wouldn't just kill Zeratul, to tell you the truth, if she's got the ability to do so. But you know, who knows? And don't get excited, we don't get to encounter Kerrigan, which I think would be awesome if we got to encounter Kerrigan, to tell you the truth at this point. So let's just keep going. The Zealots also have their leg upgrades, which is great. And there's a lot of dead Marines around here, so what makes you think the Zerg properly took care of business while they were here? Dead ghosts, dead Marines. Oh, live Marines. By all means, you may join us. These Marines are going to be a big help. Oh, Hydras. They're going to increase my DPS, obviously. And they're also just going to provide more targets. I mean, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately they are going to be cannon fodder, kind of. But we're going to be using a lot of this, which is Tassadar's hallucination. This allows you to see round corners, trigger traps, that sort of thing. And believe me, there are a lot of traps in this level. Unfortunately, illusions cannot open doors, so that's about as far as we go, but at least I know what's round here now. So I'm going to send Tassadar round on his own. He's perfectly capable of taking on three Hydralisks. Because it stays at range, that Psionic Storm's going to eat them alive. So that should be the easy way to do this. At least that's the way I'm going to call it. There we go. Just they unburrow, I Psystorm, and the Hydralisks all die. So that was fairly easy. But we'll let Tassadar gain back some of his energy because, you know, he's used 150 energy already. And I'm actually going to use hallucination to have a look back here while I'm around here, because there is an infested Terran round here, and infested Terrans, there he is. We have an infested Terran. Oh, why won't you take the bait? I really should attack him with these Marines, because that would make him... yeah, you can see him actually going back towards my illusions there. If I attacked him with the illusions, he'd blow up on the illusions, and obviously that would do nothing. So that was a bit of a mistake, but you'll see I get a lot better at handling infested Terrans as we get a little bit later into the level. But still, we're going to come around here. This isn't strictly necessary coming around here, but you know, as with all things, I'm doing it for a reason. There is an upside to coming around this way, and that upside is more Marines. So, yep, full control group now, and we will just let, I think, yeah, I'm going to let Tassadar gain back both shields and energy at this point, because without doing that, you're going to be a little bit in trouble. Tassadar, you know, he does have a decent attack, and he can take a beating, but he's so much better when he's got energy available. Also, with 12 Marines, unless an infested Terran catches me by surprise, i.e. pops up like right in the middle of my Marines, I should be okay in terms of gunning it down. See, if one was to come on screen now, I'd be able to gun it down before anything happened. If you want a little bit of an exploit going on here, just hallucinate a Zealot close to these doors, and you'll see Zerglings run up to the doors because they can apparently see through a little bit of a crack in the door, and my Marines can actually shoot the... See, look, it causes an unburrow, and my... I'm pretty sure my Marines can shoot through that if I move them into... Oh, whatever. Hallucination Zealots, go tanking. And now here's the fun bit. Zerglings, okay, fine. Oh, infested Terranet. Bang! Yes, infested Terrans actually do splash damage to everything, rather than just friendly units. So therefore, the infested Terran there just decided to bust up its own Zerglings, and it died for nothing. Although having said that, though, given what the Zerg do to Terrans that become infested Terrans, I think that dying's probably preferable. Okay, so let's jump through some hoops here. I'm sure that it's not doing anything good for the morale of the Marines here to see all their sort of dead comrades all over the place, but you know, that's by the by. So let's just remember what we're doing here is we're trying to rescue Zeratul, because the Dark Templar are pretty much the only hope that the Protoss have of defeating the Overmind. Deadhead. Oh god! Oh, phew. Yeah, that could have been very, very nasty. It was only the fact that the infested Terran didn't react fast enough once it unburrowed that I didn't lose pretty much all of my Marines there. There is something which is fairly weird about it. I believe that unburrowing of infested Terrans is only triggered by Marines in this level. I don't think that Zealots walking past actually causes the Marines to unburrow. Oh, sorry, the infested Terran to unburrow. Well, I'm just backtracking on myself here, because there is something in this direction. Hydras. Unfortunately, my other Zealot hasn't managed to get close up, and that means that I lost another Marine there, which is a tiny bit awkward. Now, there is a flame trap here, so I'm moving my Zealots up close and personal so they can take it down before we head forward. And we've got a beacon up here, and that releases 2 more Zealots and a Dragoon. Now, that Dragoon is gonna be help for much of this mission, but certainly not all of it. The reason not all of it is because that Dragoon has the usual pathfinding that Dragoons do. For some reason, Dragoon pathfinding in this game is just god-awful. It might be one of the reasons why they took the Dragoon out of Starcraft 1, but I know that out of Starcraft 2, although I know that there's quote-unquote canon reasons for them doing that. I am trying to speak up a little bit more in this video than I'd have done the previous couple. I recorded the last couple quite late at night, so therefore I had to be a little bit more quiet. Secondarily, I genuinely, despite my name, I am quite softly spoken a lot of the time, like during normal speech. So sometimes I can end up getting the balance wrong. To me it sounded okay, but I have had a couple of comments saying that people haven't been able to, or they've had to turn up the volume a lot to hear me. So therefore I've decided to increase my volume a little bit, but we'll see how that goes overall. Let's get Tassadar's slow ass down here. That is the problem with High Templar. They are incredibly slow, but we just do what we can do here. They do have a really cool running animation though. I do like that animation. I think it's really good. So coming back down to the point where the infested Terran unburrowed. And there's going to be a couple of directions we can go in, but first I want to get everything together. Not having stuff together is a really easy way to get absolutely minced on this mission. It's kind of a weird thing, really, where you don't want to keep everything totally bunched together because of infested Terrans, but you have to keep them sort of bunched up in order to keep your sort of DPS up in order to manage everything that you come across. Okay, so we've reached a crossroads there that you'll see, and the first thing I'm doing is coming this way, and more Marines, but I definitely want to keep hold of Tassadar at this point because, well, you'll see what happens once Tassadar gets in range. Whoa, that's a lot of Zerglings, but that Psy Storm is going to definitely help somewhat. And yeah, some of the Marines definitely died there, but I think we picked up an extra half a dozen or so. Something like that anyway, but you've got to be prepared with Psionic Storm at that point, otherwise those Zerglings will be able to kill all the Marines and they might even take some of yours. So I would, yeah, I've got a dozen Marines now to go with my 4 Zealots and a Dragoon. So, decent fighting force going on here. Got to keep the Marines going. So it's back to the crossroads. In fact, I'm actually going to... You don't need to come this way. I'm coming this way out of exploration more than anything else. Because it's been a long time since I played this mission and I wasn't too sure if there was actually anything here that was worthwhile. The answer is no, it's just pretty much more borrowed Zerg units, so all you're doing is putting your units in danger. But at this point it's probably safest to go back to the crossroads. One of my Marines unburrowing a Zergling there, but... just the odd Zergling just keeps unburrowing, as one of my Marines keeps trying to get its pathfinding right. My Marines do have stim, but because of the lack of units that you will see again in Brood War, there is not really much need to bring them in. Okay, so we're back at the crossroads here, and this time we're heading north. Can't quite remember why we're heading north, but we are heading north. Where's Tassadar? Ugh, jeez. Okay, so hallucinated Marine. No, I don't want the real Marine. I want the hallucinated Marines. Okay, let's go. Go, go, go. I'm just going to sneak up the normal Marines behind them. And you'll see why in a minute. Yeah, I think I'm too far. Yep, definitely too far. So now I've just got to... Oh, I moved them right back into the infested Terran. Oh, phew. It's not quite knowing where that infested Terran's going to unburrow. And you can see that's a bit of a cheat there. How many Zerglings came out of that one unburrowed hole? But never mind. Marines versus Zerglings. I should have brought the... yeah, lost a few too many. Well, how many did I lose? One Marine there. Probably took a bit more damage than I could, and I probably should have moved the Zealots up with it. Or moved the Zealots up with the Marines, but... I'm keeping my forces mainly intact here, and that's the important thing. Oh, there's an infested Terran, but it's right at the edge of view, and it looks like we haven't managed to trigger it. So, Sonic Storm from Tassadar is enough to kill it. So, I think there are a couple of infested Terrans down this corridor. Well, it looks like there's one infested Terran down this corridor, but... if we come a little bit further this way...
Yes, Executor?
Oh, I know why we're coming this way now. I was thinking, I'm sure you have to go southwest in order to... southwest or down and to the left, whichever way you want to put. I'm sure you have to go that way in order to proceed. Why are we coming this way? Oh yeah, that's why we're coming this way.
I hear you. How may I help? I am needed.
I thought I'd lost a Zealot for a minute then when looking at this, but I actually haven't lost a Zealot. It's just the fact that one of them's lagging behind. So I know that there's a couple of Hydralisks around here, and I'm going to try and get the Zealots up front just so they can tank some fire from the Marines, but it doesn't look like that's worked particularly well. Ah, there we go. And there's two Hydralisks up on this high ground, and a beacon. Beacon is definitely something we are interested in. If I really wanted to be clever, I suppose I could have hallucinated a Zealot to go up there and distract the Hydralisk. But that's why we came this way. There's security doors that we need to unlock. So anyway, I will spare you the journey that we took back, and we are here back at the crossroads now. So let us get moving. I'm just reorganising my control groups a little bit here because they're not as good as I'd want them at the moment. You can see Tassadar with 18 kills there. Those psionic storms have really done a number on the Zerg. So I'm going to send my hallucinated zealots off to have a quick look around. Ugh. Yeah, there are a lot of turrets in this area, and so we have to take those out. And it's good using the hallucinations to tank some damage for you. You can see that one's pretty badly damaged now, but I think there's one. Yeah, there's one more turret, so we're just gonna have to march some stuff in there. Unless Tassadar can give me another hallucination, he can. Good boy. Okay, so let's take our two zealots here, turn over that last turret, and these marines will quite easily take that out, and I've got through the 4 turrets without a problem. Infested Terran there, so bang, takes out the 2 illusions, and that's another one down. Infested Terrans do absolutely ridiculous damage when they explode. I'm not too sure how much it is, but I'm pretty sure it's way over 200. I'll have to look it up on the Starcraft wiki or something like that at some point. But infested Terrans do a lot of damage. They can one-shot photon cannon. Well, you say one-shot, but they do kill themselves when they do it. But they can, they destroy a photon cannon in one shot. And I'm just edging down here because I'm anticipating seeing another infested Terran at some point here, and I don't want to get my forces caught up. And oh, this is a long corridor, alright, but we just want to, there we go, that's another infested Terran down here. You can see the AI, the programs were a little bit merciless with their use of infested Terrans, and I've got to get some stuff out of the way here. My my units are in the way of Tassadar getting there with his Psystorm. And no, it's not got that big of a range, so let's get these guys out of the way without waking up the infested Terran. I don't really want to do that. And Psystorm, and there goes another infested Terran. So not bad at all. So down here there is just I think there's a couple of turrets down here, and that's all we've got to be worried about. Don't know why I'm sending Tassadar up front, because if there's an infested Terran that runs screaming into range here, I will start swearing. Okay, let's bring the boys up front. You can see the damage that this battle started taking on my group. Most of my things are knackered at this point. Oh, another infested Terran. And another ridiculously stupid death. Personally, I like it when the infested Terrans blow up their own things. I think that that's hilarious. So, go hallucinated zealot. Okay, so there's at least one turret there. He's just acting as a scout at the moment. And there's an infested Terran here as well. Oh, get right into the middle of that lot. All of it. Yes! That's what I like to see. So now I can bring my guys this way because there's not that much left. Zealots should be able to take down these weapon emplacements in 2 shots. So that's that. And now we've got a little bit of a Barney to come on, but I want my zealots at the front. You'll notice my Dragoon isn't there. That's because it is incapable of walking upstairs. It's like my... they have just become completely incapable of walking upstairs, so therefore it has to stay where it is. So that's all that lot. Cool. And if we walk through this door... you'll see a humongous amount of Terran units. Which is definitely a good thing, but down here we have problems. You'll hear a huge Zergling cry and then a "Live for the Swarm," which is what an infested Terran cries when it gets, I believe it's when it's born from a command centre. That's when you hear "Live for the Swarm." Fire it, throw it. Oh god, Tassadar didn't throw his Psystorm. Oh, what a disaster. He got blocked off. He got blocked off and then decided to turn away from the fight rather than throwing his Psystorm. Because of that, my zealots got obliterated by that infested Terran. That did not go well at all. Well, it did go well because I've still got like all my units. So there's really not much left to this mission now, except for the fact that this door is locked. So we've got to open that door. That's the last thing we have to do on this mission. And there are 6 turrets in here that we're going to have to kill. Well, the Firebat and the Zealot are getting in each other's way. I mean, we don't have to kill these turrets. You can just run in here and stand on the beacon. That's all you need to do, but why not? And there we go. The cell doors are open. And suddenly, when we get close to the beacon, let's get Tassadar in here. Oh, people. Interesting.
Greetings, Dark One. I have come to bring you home.
Greetings to you, mighty Tassadar. I knew that you would not forsake us. For in the time that you have spent with us, you have learned to value our ways and our methods. You have learned to channel our dark power, as well as that of your masters. And thus you alone have found completeness beyond the scope of the Kala. But I fear that the Conclave in its pride could never bring itself to welcome outcasts such as we.
Outcasts though you may be, it is your vision and courage that may yet save our homeworld from the swarm. I beg of you, Zeratul, return with us to Aiur. Though they are petty and have in ignorance cursed your kind for generations, help me save our people.
Since our banishment long ago, we have never failed in our responsibility to Aiur. Though it shall cause us great pain to see our homeland once more, we shall return with you, Tassadar. We will do what we can.
Yes, guys, Zeratul is both Shakespearean and awesome. He really is like one of the just most awesome characters in the whole franchise. But that is it. A bit of a micro-y sort of mission, but overall I did enjoy it. And next time we will be returning to Aiur with the Dark Templars. See you next time.